Y'all ready for this? The blower motor's not too happy. Oh yeah. Mint. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of HunterTuned. It is even colder today here in Wisconsin. It got down to, I think, 10 below 0 Fahrenheit last night. And like 30 to 40 below with the wind chill, which is like, I don't know, 60 below or something Celsius. And yeah, I'm the idiot that comes out here in a sweatshirt, no gloves, nah. But anyways, I came out here this morning and fired up my CRX, which it struggled pretty hard. But I got it running and I noticed that it got up to temperature and it didn't have any heat. And the idle was all messed up. It was idling really high, and I didn't quite know what the deal was, so I popped the hood, and I felt the lower radiator hose, and it was complete slush. Like, the coolant started to freeze because of how cold it got. The coolant that I have must only be good to 10 below or 20 below, because the coolant was actually turning into slush, which sucks. But I've had the car running now for like 45 minutes, and it seems to be good now. Everything is thawed out, and the car has heat, so that's a plus. Brr! Brr! It's cold! Alright, anyways. Whew. Figured I'd share that little bit of information with you guys. If you guys do live in a cold climate, you should probably test your coolant before it gets this cold out, because I did not. Normally I don't have any problems because I just mix coolant, you know, 50-50, and it's usually good. But I might have mixed this one 60-40 or something. You know what I mean? 60 water, 40 coolant. And the coolant turned to slush. So the idle air control valve also runs with coolant lines running through it, and if they're just a block of ice, it's going to think that it needs to idle higher to warm everything up. And it was idling at like 3 grand for like 15 minutes. Normally it cools down after like a little while, you know what I mean? It'll start at 3 grand and then work its way back down to like 2 grand. But yeah, I'm happy the car has heat now. I was actually driving it around for like 10 minutes with no heat. It still was like super cold, and the heater core was still iced up. But now I've been running it for a while, and we got heat again, so that's awesome. I don't know what else here. I fired up the Mazda 2. I mean, it's just a good idea to start your cars. I know I'm doing like cold start video crap, whatever, but it's just a good idea to start your car up when it's this freaking cold out, because you know, the longer you leave it sit in this kind of weather without actually heating up the engine, I feel like it could cause damage on parts. Yeah, this thing's running like a beast now. Look at that AFR dough. Sitting pretty. Mint. Yeah, I let my dogs out this morning. They didn't even want to be outside, it was that cold. Alright, so as I was trying to explain earlier, the coolant that's in the CRX right now seems to be slushing up or freezing a little bit. You can kind of tell right here on the cap that there's some ice slush buildup. And the lower hose was actually like, you could feel it, like it felt like a slushy. So I might go get some super coolant to put into this thing because I don't have any other coolant here. And I think the super coolant kind of adds to the existing coolant and allows it to not freeze as easily. One of my idle air control valve bolts backed out. This top bolt right here actually had vibrated out, so I had to replace the bolt and fix that. So I think that's why the car was idling really high when I would first initially start it. it kind of idled at like $3,000 for, you know, the first 5 seconds or so, and then it kind of came down to 2,500, $2,000, etc. And that seemed a little bit high for me, but I just said whatever and kept going. All right, it's been sitting now for a few hours. So I want to see if this idle still goes to $3,000 right away or not after I put that bolt in the idle air control valve. What is going on, guys? I actually just picked up a set of 13-inch Steelies with tires for the CRX, and I hope you guys know what I'm going to be doing with those. Yep, I'm going to stud them. So this is definitely a time-consuming process, and I'm going to kind of show you what is all needed to do this, and I guess how I stud tires. Now, there is a bunch of different ways to stud tires. A lot of guys use like dirt bike studs that you can buy at like any power sports store, and they're just like self-tapping screws that go in, and the head of the bolt is actually like sharpened, and that is their stud. Other guys actually drill through the tire, and then they use a bolt, and then they sharpen the end of the bolt to use it as like a spike almost, and then they put, you know, I don't know, 50 to 75 of those around the tire. And then there's guys like me that put drywall screws in the tires. Now, when you put drywall screws in, this is the most time-consuming process of them all, in my opinion. But when you have a front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive vehicle, you want the tires to do the best job they possibly can, and this is how to do it. You take drywall screws, and you put about 1,000 to, I don't even know, sometimes on a set of 4 tires, it wouldn't be uncommon to see 10,000 drywall screws in the whole set of tires. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go buy a crap load of drywall screws and get these tires dismounted, and then once I get them dismounted, I will pick back up and kind of show you the process of studding. Alright, so here's the tires that I'm gonna be studding. These things are a beast. I got a really good deal on them on a 13-inch Honda wheel. So let's get these suckers dismounted. Alright guys, so I didn't film a whole lot, but I did buy those drywall screws, and I got around 5,000 drywall screws. And this is what I have left. This is like one pack that I have left of the 2,500. And this is what we have so far. Alright, so now what I did is I just took the drywall screws and I screwed them from the inside of the tire out, and yeah, just crammed a crap load of drywall screws in each tire. I would say around 2,000 screws per tire. And once I get all this sorted out and all the tires studded, I'm going to be actually putting Flex Seal on the inside of the tire here and coating it. It's like, it comes in like a bucket, and you can just take a paintbrush and kind of rub it all around on the inside of the tire to seal all the screws from leaking. And then I may just put like some duct tape on the inside as well to kind of seal everything up, and then just mount them and send it. Now, I have done this before on a few sets of tires, and they hook better than concrete. So I'm hoping I can show you guys what these tires can actually do. We just got an ice update today on the lake that I live by, and there's around 10 to 12 inches of ice on the lake already, because it's been below zero for over 48 hours now, and when it's below zero like this, the ice just builds and builds and builds. So we should have good ice to be able to test these tires out by the weekend, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm going to pick up tomorrow, hopefully with, getting the rest of these tires studded and, getting them mounted onto the wheels. And then hopefully we can test fit them onto the car. But yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If it was helpful, informative, funny, stupid, whatever, hit the like button. And till next time, we will see you later. Thank you for watching.